Familysteaders. I hope everyone having a great morning, great evening, great afternoon. Today, I'm gonna show you how to use cocoa in the garden. So, what is cocoa? Cocoa is the fibrous material found between the hard internal shell and the outer coat of a coconut. So basically, cocoa is the outside of a coconut grinded up into tiny pieces, compressed into a brick. That's it. So now that we know what cocoa is, I'm gonna show you how easy it is to use in the garden. The first thing you have to do is get a 20-gallon storage container and put drainage holes at the bottom. The next step is to put your cocoa inside your storage container and hydrate it with water like this. Did you guys think it was going to be that much cocoa? And that small brick is super compressed. We use cocoa in our garden for 3 different reasons. Cocoa is super loose, it has great drainage, so we don't have to worry about root rot, and it holds moisture. Check it out. Look how loose this cocoa is. Super loose and fluffy. Can you guys believe that brick expanded to this much cocoa? So something you need to remember when using cocoa in your garden is that cocoa doesn't have any food in it for your plants. It doesn't have any nutrients at all. The only thing cocoa is the outside of a coconut. So when using cocoa, you need to remember to add food for your plants. So you have to add things like bone meal, kelp meal, blood meal, compost. You have to make sure you add those things to your cocoa, because if you don't, your plants won't be happy and healthy because they don't have anything to eat. So make sure you add food to your cocoa. You can also add some of the soil that you already have in your backyard to your cocoa. That's always a great idea, even if you have red clay like us. It doesn't matter because red clay still has nutrients, but it's just hard for your plants to uptake those nutrients because red clay has bad drainage and it's hard for your roots to grow through that red clay. So now we're gonna add some red clay and compost. Now we're gonna add some of our organic all-purpose fertilizer. And what we're doing is basically making our own soil. It's this easy to make your own soil. And if you're watching this and you're wondering, what's a great way to loosen clay soil? Cocoa. So all we have to do now is mix up our cocoa, compost, red clay, and our all-purpose fertilizer. And we just made our own soil. That easy. And this is how you use cocoa in the garden. So now that we're done making our own soil, it's time to plant our new apple tree, which is a gala apple tree. And if you guys didn't check out our video last week, you should check it out because we made a beginner mistake and forgot to get a pollinator for our Honeycrisp apple tree. And that's a mistake you don't want to make, because if your tree doesn't have a pollinator, it will never produce apples. Place our container in there, just like this. Now we're gonna smooth it out and make sure you leave this much space in your container. And the reason we do that is to make sure our water doesn't run off to the side. So all we have to do now is take our container out, just like this. Voila, magic. And now we have the perfect home for our apple tree. And what this is doing is loosen up our tree so we can pull it out 1,000 times easier. So you want to make sure you tap around the sides like that. Now let's pull it out of this container. See that? Super easy. Our tree doesn't look root bound yet either. Perfect. Now all we have to do is water our apple tree. So now we have a Honeycrisp apple tree and a Gala apple tree in 20-gallon storage containers.